Welcome to another Soccer Down Here 1v1. This time I'm hanging out with Atlanta United 2 attacker Phillip Goodrum. Phillip, how are you today?
I'm doing great. You?
Doing good. It's been a little bit of a bump in the road after a really good run this summer for Atlanta United 2. What's the vibe been like in training as you guys prepare for Indy 11 this weekend?
Yeah, we definitely had a little bit of a struggle last two games, but the focus is getting back to what was helping us have success originally. And so, we're focused on not so much as looking at the pressure of making playoffs, but rather, getting back to the winning ways by just enjoying soccer, being free on the pitch and just playing with some personality.
Yeah, I think one of the big surprises in these last two games on the road has been the way games have started. It's been a little surprising after some games here recently where it was the twos on the fast start and really putting teams under pressure. Is it just the difficulty of being on the road in USL Championship, or have you guys been able to pinpoint it to anything?
I don't think anybody really knows that one thing's gone wrong, and maybe it's a combination of things, but it is by no means easy to go play at Pittsburgh Riverhounds and at FC Tulsa in the USL Championship. These are, teams that have been around for a while, and they have older players who are very experienced at this level. And it's a maturing process for all of us, all the young guys and all the older guys on the twos, that we need to kind of understand that, when we're going to these away games, we have to step the level up and we got to start on the front foot. So, like I said, we're focused on enjoying it and getting back into that, that enjoyment possession style of football that we like to play.
I know enjoyment has to be something that's been on your mind this year with kind of the stop-start nature of it. You get off to a good start with the goal out in Oklahoma City and then get injured and miss a couple months. How are you feeling physically now that you've gotten a number of games under your belt?
Yeah, so it has been a crazy year for me, not one that I did not expect. And people might not know, I actually missed almost all of preseason with a sports hernia injury. And so when I got back in, I was in about 1 or 2 weeks before the first game at Louisville. And so got a little bit of rhythm off the bench at Louisville, and then back in the lineup at Oklahoma, scored a goal, was feeling great, and then broke my foot. And so that was heartbreaking. And then I was watching the games from the stands and watching my team have success, and I was just itching to get back out there. And so it was a very long, tedious process, and it wasn't one broken foot's not an injury that I can just go throw back straight back into the lineup. And so it was a long process, even when I could play again. But it felt really good to get back out, get a goal at Birmingham, get an assist, get some goals at Sporting Kansas City, and now I feel like I'm getting back into my rhythm. But yeah, it's definitely taking a toll on my body. But I'm prepared to, stay the course and keep going forward with it.
Yeah, 3 goals and a couple of assists in the last month. It's definitely coming back for you. What's the hardest thing for people who haven't been through that, coming back from a longer-term injury? What's the hardest thing to where you feel comfortable again on the pitch?
That's tough because I've actually never had a significant injury until this season in my career. And so, I talked to a lot of my old teammates who have gone through this stuff, and it was just staying positive, getting back out, and you're like, all right, I'm going to go straight back into it. And then you go and you're cutting and you're like, your foot doesn't feel comfortable. You're not 100% sure. Guys are flying past you when you'd be able to keep up if you're at 100%. So it was just keeping that positivity and trusting that, I'm still very much capable of playing at a very high level, and trusting that my body's going to get me back there. The trainers, the strength and conditioning staff, they're all going to help me get there one way or the other. And so now I feel like I'm finally getting that rhythm again. But yeah, it was a lot of it took a lot of mental strength to stay positive and stay the course.
One of the other things that's been interesting, probably from your perspective this season, is going through the coaching change with Tony Annan going to the college game at South Carolina, and then Jack Collison coming in. What kind of advice has Jack given you personally?
Jack and Tony are very different coaches, and there's been a lot of coaching change since I've been here with second team, first team, all the way up. But Jack has come in and he's told me that he's been there and constantly pushing me to get better, pushing me to get more fit, and he's been super positive with me and saying, look, I know what you can do. I believe in you. Just do what's best for yourself. Listen to your body right now. And so, I have 100% confidence in Jack, and he's one of those guys who's a player's coach and really can give you confidence in yourself. So I think that's one of his best attributes.
One of the things that I've loved about your game and getting a chance to call games for the twos is you have a bit of that kind of unpredictable nature in the final third. You're able to pick out a pass that maybe others don't see or pop up in a spot and create space for yourself to get a goal. Is that just instinct or those things that you've worked on with different coaches over your career? Is it just something that comes naturally?
It's just something that I think I've had to develop. I've always been that guy where people look at me and say, he's great, he's hardworking, he's going to give you 100% effort, and he's going to be great in the press. But it's been a big challenge for me over the years to step away from that and say, look, I have to add more to my game. And so I think watching a lot of the pro game and seeing other passes and runs, and little flicks in behind, and adding that to my game has been something that I've tried to do. And I think it's, coming together, and I still got a ways to go, but that's something that I really want to keep working on and getting better.
Is that something too that, that combination of the skill, the flair, with that grit and that hard work that's needed, is that something else that has kind of struck you with that transition you've made from the college game to the pro? If you could give yourself or any of the college guys coming into the pro level this season advice as to what was maybe the biggest eye-opening thing from you, what was it? What was the hardest thing for you to adjust to?
Yeah, I don't know if there was one thing, but the summer going into my senior year in college, I went around to Atlanta, Minnesota, Houston, Nashville, a few MLS clubs, and did trials, week-long training sessions with the team. And I kind of realized then that, everybody has a ton of ability to them. Everybody is going to be able to give you something special. So I was thinking, what is the thing that can set me apart? I'm obviously going to work as hard as I can every second I get. And so I think it's just the mentality part. You look at guys like Messi and Ronaldo, and not every player is going to be the next Messi and Ronaldo. But then I look at guys like Michael Parker, Jeff Lorenowitz, guys who don't have these crazy, abilities that are just God-given. And so I think I strive to be more so like that, Chris Wondolowski, somebody who can find his little niche. And I think I can find that in being somebody who's going to work as hard as he can in the press, and somebody who's going to give you a bit of a little bit of flair, a little bit of skill, and thinking a different way in the final third. So that's what I don't know if there's one great answer to that question, but it's just finding different ways to stand out for me.
How important is it to you as well, being one of the veterans in your second professional year with Atlanta United to kind of set that example for the academy players who are coming through at young ages?
Yeah, it's definitely a different dynamic than what most pro teams are, right? I was a rookie last year and was one of the oldest guys on the team. And this year I'm in my second year, and again, I'm a guy with a lot of pro minutes compared to the others. And I think, I like being a leader, and I like helping push those guys on, the David Mejias, the Caleb Wiley's, guys who you want to see staying at this club for a while. And so I like, taking them aside and being like, look, man, you have what it takes. These are little details that can help you get to the next level, because, so much talent at such a young age for guys like them and other academy kids. You want to see them keep pushing along.
What struck me about this year, and I know the playoff race is a big part of it that's different this year, but there's a togetherness that I think has been hard to achieve with Atlanta United 2 in the past because of just the nature of the team. You've got guys coming and going a lot. It feels like you've been a big part of creating a core that sets a standard for what Atlanta United 2 is. And when those guys do come and go, it's a little more cohesive. Are you feeling any different with that from 2020 versus 2021?
Yeah, I was actually with Robbie Mertz the other day, and we were talking about how it's a huge there's a big difference in dynamic of a college soccer team to a pro soccer team. But Atlanta too, we feel like it's a brotherhood. You know, the guys were doing cookouts, we're hanging out after practice a lot. And, you know, you have guys come and go like Jackson and Chop, and it's about making those guys feel included and those guys coming down humble and ready to play. And same vice versa with the academy kids coming up. You know, nobody's more big time than the other. Nobody's underneath the other. And so I think that's one of the biggest dynamics that's helped us to have a bit of success this season. And that's going to be one of the main factors in this playoff push here in the last 10 games.
Okay, 2 questions about the togetherness and how it's come together. Who do you not let near the grill at the cookout? And who is the funniest guy at the cookout?
Mackie Diop is definitely the funniest guy, and he's the grill master. But I would never let who would I never let? I don't think I'd ever let any of the younger boys near the grill. Any of the Darwin Matias? Absolutely not. Rocco Ria? No way. So I don't think they would be on it. But Mackie Diop, he's the grill master, barbecue master.
Okay, I'm going to have to see a behind-the-scenes video on this for sure. We're going to have to get the digital team on this. Indy coming up on Saturday. You know, in your mind, what is the number one thing that you guys have to do to get a result on the road?
We have to just come in with a gritty mentality. You know, we have to want to win at all costs. Yeah, we have a philosophy on the twos that everyone wants to push through the first team, of course, but you know, everybody wants to win, and we have to have that just win at all cost mentality that, you know, no matter if it turns into a kickball on a narrow turf field, that we can adjust and play that way. But we need to step up initially on the front foot and be ready to put the pressure on them, because we know we have more than enough talent to have so much success in this league. But now it's about that mentality of being a little bit more mature and understanding that, you know, it's not always going to be the perfect play through teams that it can all. It might have to be a gritty performance, and we're just going to have to adjust. We're going to have to adapt, and that's part of pro soccer.
7:00 Saturday night at Indy 11, Atlanta United 2. You guys can watch it on ESPN+. This guy will probably be a big part of Atlanta United 2's potential success in that one. Phillip, thank you for the time today. I really appreciate it.
Thank you so much.